work on some inferencing today. Okay, we're going to work on our inferencing skills. We've gone over this before when we talked about fiction, and then I think we did a little bit of it with our informational. But we're going to go even deeper into it today. So we are talking about inferencing. So inferencing is whenever you're reading a book, an author is not going to tell you everything about the book, right? He's not going to tell you everything about the characters, everything about the problem, everything about the event, because if he did that, you would be reading like a 400-page book. And nobody wants to read a 400-page book that should be like 100 pages, right? You're like, I don't want to read you say that he should be doing, oh, he went to the bathroom. No, you don't have to write this. Oh, he went to the bathroom. He then went and got lunch. He got water. Do you want to read all that in a story? No. Oh, we went to the bathroom.
No, never.
No, you don't want to read all that. That's a lot. That's a lot of stuff that you
like that.
Oh, no. It makes it boring. You don't want to know that. So we, as readers, have to use story clues, okay? So we, as readers, to inference. We, as readers, use story clues and background knowledge, so what we already know, to make an inference, okay? So you can think about it this way. So I'll draw you a little picture. So you're going to use our book, okay? So whatever the book is that you're reading. So this is your text clues. Plus, you're going to use, make sure you're muted, what you already know. So your background knowledge to make an inference, okay? So think about book plus what you already know equals light bulb. Light bulb moment. That's what I think, okay? So when we're making an inference, there are some stems we can use, some thinking stems. So we're not necessarily having to make these inferences by ourselves, or not by ourselves, but that we're having to come up with everything by ourselves. So our thinking stems, or our sentence stems, they may start by saying, I can infer this could mean perhaps, maybe, I think. Okay, so it could have, you could use any of those stems to help you think about what kind of inference you might be making, okay? So let's think about this using our West Meadows detective story that we just read. So let's think about the problem. Okay. How did we know that somebody stole the snacks? Because she technically, the cafeteria lady, technically did not say that someone stole them. She said something else. Holly, do you remember what she said? She didn't say somebody stole them. She said they got
They got
something with an R.
robbed.
They got robbed, right?
I trying to remember what it was. I had remembered it, but then I forgot.
Good. No, you remembered. They got robbed, right? So they got robbed. So she did not necessarily tell us that they were stolen, but we know, using our background knowledge, that what does robbed mean usually? What does it mean when you get robbed?
Steal something, like
Somebody
somebody stole something from you.
So robbed usually means that somebody takes something from you, right? We know that. We know that that's what that means. That background knowledge of, oh, well, I know that when somebody gets robbed, usually that means somebody has taken something. So I can infer that somebody stole the morning snacks because Mrs. Peterson said that they got robbed, right? So I'm going to write that out for you as a sentence so you can see it. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to put up here my cover of my picture real quick. So I can infer that someone stole the morning snacks because Mrs. Peterson said they were robbed. Okay, so I can infer that someone stole the morning snacks because Mrs. Peterson said they were robbed. Okay. So let's think about something else that happened in West Meadows Detectives that we can infer. Okay, and this time I'm going to let you try it. I want you to think about the kind of classroom that Myron is in. Okay, think about the kind of classroom that he's in. Do y'all remember that part where it said that there's couches, there's only 4 desks because that's the number of students in the room. There's a carpet, there's a yellow and red carpet. Think about that classroom, okay? What do you think you could infer? What do you think you could kind of predict about that classroom, okay? So I want you to try this in the chat. I can infer because. So think about that classroom. Think about there's a couch, there's carpet, there's only 4 desks because there's only 4 students. What kind of classroom might he be in? Is it a normal classroom?
15.
Is it different? So I want you to type it in the chat. Let's practice. I can infer ... because. What can you infer about the classroom? Try and use a sentence stem. I can infer. Remember, you're not putting ... You're telling me what you can infer. What are you thinking based on this? I can infer, I think. So look. It's this part in the book. Remember where he walks in and he says, it was not like a regular classroom. There were no desks in rows, no chalkboards at the front. It was like a living room. There was a couch in one corner with cushions. The carpet had red and yellow circles. Against one wall, there was a bookcase packed with books and board games. A round table stood in the center of the room. There were also 4 desks, one for each student in the classroom. So think about that classroom, okay? Infer means think. What are you thinking? What are you thinking about that classroom? What are you thinking about that classroom based on what was said? Based on what the book said, what are you thinking about that classroom? Okay, Grace got one. Good job. Good sentence stem. Okay, Katya's got it. Isabella's got it.
So what are we supposed to
So you're saying I can infer or I think, and then you're telling me why do you think that? Yes, Tony.
What does infer mean?
Think. What do you think about that classroom? What do you think about that classroom? What do you think about that classroom? Okay, I've got some good answers. Okay, you should be typing in the chat. Annette, you should be typing in the chat.
Miss Chandler,
Yes, Kason.
I think this is going like different.
Okay. Okay, so let's think about this. So let's think about this classroom. What do we think about it? Is it like a normal classroom?
Nope.
Why is it not like a normal classroom?
Because classrooms don't have sofas.
Okay, because classrooms don't have sofas. Why else is it not? Why else, Bella?
Because there's nothing school related that's in there.
Okay, there's probably not a lot that's school related. What else, Gabriel? What did you just say?
There are no games.
Okay, there's board games in there, and usually we don't see board games in a classroom. What else?
And there's
Dimitri?
Classroom supposed to have desk and
Okay.
chalkboard.
A classroom usually has a lot of desks and chalkboards. What else is a big thing? There's only how many desks and how many students?
4 and 4 students.
There's 4 and 4 students, right? And that's kind of not normally something we would see. So I can infer, I'm thinking, I can infer this is not a normal classroom because, and I could use any of the examples that y'all gave because there is a couch, there's only 4 desks, there are board games, and Bella, what was it that you said?
There's nothing really school related in the
There's
room.
nothing school related. Okay, so I can infer that this is not a normal classroom based on the fact that there's a couch, there's only 4 desks, there are board games, and there's nothing really school related in the classroom. Okay, and I know that based off my background knowledge because we know what a classroom looks like, right? We know a classroom usually has a lot of desks, it has books, it has a lot of different things in it, right? So we know that this is not really a normal classroom setup. This isn't normally what a classroom looks like. So do you think that that might lead us to believe that maybe this could have to, like, this is kind of setting up the story? Do you think that maybe this is going to tell us that maybe there's something different going on? Like maybe the school is different, or maybe the there's some kind of mystery to it of why it's not a normal classroom? Think about the fact it's mystery. Think about the fact it's mystery. I'll leave y'all with that. Okay, we'll end on that. Think about the fact that it's mystery. Okay, he's not in a normal classroom. Okay, we'll leave y'all on that. All right. So what you're going to do for independent reading is, remember, we are doing our mystery clubs. So everybody has their mystery books that they're reading, okay? You're going to read independently, okay? And then when, I'm probably going to bring us back a little bit early. I'll probably bring us back at 10:40. And then I'm going to put you in breakout rooms so then you can talk about your book that you read and kind of discuss what was the book about, what was happening in your book, who were the characters, setting, problem, okay? And you can kind of go through all those different elements of the book. And then one thing I also want you to do is, so get out your reading journal, unless you think you can remember this, but we're going to do this in our reading journal. I want you to practice doing some inferencing. Okay, practice some thinking about what is your story telling you. So our focus is going to be inferencing. Today's the 2nd. So remember, inferencing is text clues plus background knowledge equals inference or thinking, okay? You're using thinking, you're thinking, what am I thinking? What is this making me think? Yes, Miles, go quickly. So our sentence stem is, I can infer blank. So that's what you're going to write. This is where you're going to write your thinking. Because blank. And then that's where you're going to write the rest of your thinking. I can infer blank because of blank. So this is where your thinking is going to go. And this is your why. Why are you thinking this? Okay, and I want you to try 2 of them. So you can pick anything in the book that you want to use to infer. Anything in your book that you're reading, anything in your mystery club book that you're reading. Your book might even have pictures, and you might even be able to infer from the picture something. Because our authors don't necessarily include pictures for fun. They usually have a reason.